The story begins in Bikini Bottom at the Krusty Krab, where there's an emergency. SpongeBob arrives in a sports car, acting confident. He demands Mr. Krabs tell him what happened. Krabs explains it started with a simple order, but when the customer bit into it, there was no cheese. Mr. Krabs breaks down crying, and SpongeBob slaps him to calm down. SpongeBob enters and finds an upset fish. Calmly, he pulls out tweezers and dramatically places the cheese on the burger. The crowd applauds until an alarm sounds. It was all a dream. SpongeBob wakes up excited. Today's the grand opening of the Krusty Krab 2, and he's convinced they'll make him manager. After winning Employee of the Month 374 times, he leaves happy and passes Squidward, who's showering. SpongeBob appears behind him to thank him, but Squidward screams and kicks him out. SpongeBob lands next to Patrick's rock. Patrick congratulates him, saying they'll celebrate at the Goofy Goober ice cream boat. They sing together, then SpongeBob heads to the Krusty Krab. From the chum bucket, Plankton watches Mr. Krabs' success with rage while he has no customers. He complains to his computer wife Karen, saying if he had the secret formula, his restaurant would be packed. He's tried plans A to Y, but Karen reminds him he's missing Z. Looking through files, he finds Plan Z and believes it's his best idea. He leaves announcing revenge, but SpongeBob accidentally steps on him. SpongeBob asks if he's going to the opening, and Plankton says no, he plans to rule the world. Mr. Krabs begins the Krusty Krab 2 opening ceremony. SpongeBob runs to the stage convinced he'll be promoted, but Mr. Krabs announces Squidward as the new manager. He tells SpongeBob he's too young or they'd call him Kid. SpongeBob leaves dejected. Plankton flies to King Neptune's castle as part of Plan Z. Neptune is about to punish a servant for touching his crown, but his daughter Mindy frees him and suggests ruling with love and compassion. Neptune shows the crown, explaining its importance. Just then, Plankton appears, steals the crown, and flees. Bald Neptune is horrified. SpongeBob sits depressed at Goofy Goobers for not being manager. Patrick arrives thinking he succeeded, but SpongeBob explains his rejection for being too young. Patrick orders a triple Goofy Goober sunrise, cheering up SpongeBob. They eat non-stop, ending up soaked in ice cream, demanding more, and passing out like they're drunk. Next day, they wake with hangovers. Neptune arrives at the Krusty Krab with a bag covering his baldness. He's received Plankton's fake note blaming Mr. Krabs for the theft. Krabs denies it, but a call comes where a supposed buyer thanks him for the crown, saying he sold it in Shell City. It's Plankton's plan. Neptune becomes furious and threatens to burn Krabs alive. Krabs says he's innocent and citizens can defend him. Neptune asks if anyone wants to defend him, and drunk SpongeBob appears, complaining about not getting promoted. He calls Krabs a great boss turned jerk, saying he's no longer a kid, but a man. Neptune throws fire at Krabs, who runs flaming until jumping in water. SpongeBob regains composure and tells Neptune he's overreacting about a crown. Neptune says the crown represents his authority and shows his baldness, scaring everyone. SpongeBob offers to go to Shell City to recover the crown and save Krabs, provoking Neptune's mockery. He says no one returns alive and SpongeBob's too young. When Neptune tries continuing punishment, SpongeBob intervenes. Neptune decides to fry both, but Mindy convinces him to give them a chance. They agree on 6 days. SpongeBob and Patrick accept the mission while Neptune freezes Krabs, threatening elimination if they don't return. Mindy gives SpongeBob and Patrick a magic windbag to return home with the crown. She warns the path is dangerous with a giant cyclops who takes sea creatures. They leave in the paddy wagon, reaching a border gas station where owners mock them and their car. When they cross, a thug immediately steals their vehicle. With Krabs frozen, Plankton steals the formula. He starts selling Krabby Patties at the chum bucket, giving away free bucket helmets. Though happy, Karen reminds him if SpongeBob and Patrick return with the crown, Neptune will destroy him. Plankton hired bounty hunter Dennis to stop them. SpongeBob and Patrick find their car at the Thug Tug, full of tough fish. A thug has the key. SpongeBob asks Patrick to distract them, but Patrick just needs the bathroom, ruining the plan. In the bathroom, using soap creates bubbles and they play. A bubble reaches the bar leader, who remembers the policy that bubble-blowing babies get beaten. He activates the Goofy Goober song No Baby Can Resist. SpongeBob and Patrick struggle not to sing, but twins start singing and thugs attack them. In chaos, they recover the key and escape. SpongeBob and Patrick cross a skull field, laughing about their bar victory. They see an ice cream stand, but the server is actually a giant anglerfish's tongue that chases them. They jump from their car before falling off a cliff. The anglerfish eats the car but gets swallowed by an enormous sea serpent. The path continues across a monster-filled trench. SpongeBob gives up, accepting the place is for men only, and they're just kids. They blow bubbles, eat ice cream, and worship a dancing peanut. Mindy appears showing what happened in Bikini Bottom. Plankton took over using mind control helmets, turning it into Planktopolis. Everyone's enslaved. Squidward fans. Plankton, Sandy runs on a wheel, Mrs. Puff breaks rocks, Gary drags blocks. Mindy tries motivating them, saying kids can succeed if they believe in themselves, but they cry seeing their nightmare home. Mindy gets an idea. She'll turn them into men with mermaid magic, giving fake seaweed mustaches. They believe it and regain confidence. They dive into the trench, singing "I'm a Man" and befriend monsters. But Dennis appears, hired to exterminate them. They laugh until Dennis rips off their mustaches, saying they're not real men. He prepares finishing them, accidentally revealing Plankton stole Neptune's crown. Before Dennis succeeds, a giant boot steps on him. It's the dreaded Cyclops, actually a diver in old suit with single-eye helmet. He captures them, taking them to his surface lair. They wake in a fishbowl watching the Cyclops make figurines with dead sea animals. He puts them under a heat lamp, drying them. SpongeBob gives up, believing they failed as kids trying something too big. But Patrick sees Shell City marine gifts. They reached their destination. They see Neptune's crown nearby. Both cry with happiness, singing Goofy Goober one last time. They gradually dry up until seeming dead, but their heart-shaped tear hits an outlet, causing short circuit and turning off the lamp. Sprinklers activate, water falls, and they revive. Going for the crown, the Cyclops returns and catches them. Other sea creatures revive from water and rebel. During the fight, SpongeBob and Patrick take the crown and run toward beach. SpongeBob reads windbag instructions, but Patrick accidentally activates it, and the bag flies away. David Hasselhoff appears, carrying them across the ocean on his back. Dennis reappears with a dagger. SpongeBob begs Patrick to flee, but he refuses, trying to stop Dennis, who hits him. Dennis corners SpongeBob, who offers $5. Dennis doesn't fall for it. SpongeBob tries distracting with bubbles, but wind carries them to Dennis's eyes. Furious, Dennis throws SpongeBob far, but Patrick catches him. When Dennis is about to crush them, a sailboat hits him into the sea. Neptune is about to execute Krabs, but Mindy distracts him. Neptune loses patience, throws her out, and locks the restaurant. David opens his pectorals and launches both toward the Krusty Krab. Just as Neptune's trident ray reaches Krabs, the crown deflects it. SpongeBob and Patrick celebrate. Neptune recovers his crown, but Plankton puts a giant helmet on Neptune, controlling him too. His slaves surround the heroes. Plankton mocks SpongeBob for being just a kid. SpongeBob admits it. Yes, he's a kid. Nothing external will change that, but it's okay because he did everything they said kids couldn't do. He reached Shell City, defeated the Cyclops, traveled on Hasselhoff, recovered the crown. He says he's a kid, a goofy goober, a fool, a knucklehead, but above all, a goofy goober. He starts singing a rock version of the theme. SpongeBob uses laser beams from his electric guitar to destroy mind control helmets, freeing everyone. With no escape, Plankton gets crushed by freed citizens and arrested. Neptune finally values Mindy's ideas about ruling with love and compassion, recognizing that was key to recovering his crown. He apologizes to Krabs for wrongly accusing him and says he's lucky to have SpongeBob. Krabs apologizes to SpongeBob for doubting him and names him manager. Everyone celebrates. SpongeBob tries giving an emotional speech but doesn't know how to express his feelings. Full of joy, he jumps shouting, "This is the best day of his life."